Hello guys, Legacy here. It's been a while since I last updated you, so today that's what we're gonna be doing. A lot of things have happened, many mistakes were done, but we're still going strong and enjoying the journey quite a lot. So, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so last time I updated you, I was playing my and actually loving my rogue quite a bit, but I was shifting from my assassination rogue to my outlaw rogue. Now the journey has continued on that way for quite a while. I've been loving outlaw rogue. The class is fun, it's dynamic, it's very entertaining. I like the sound effects, I like the visual effects, but it's also very fucking complicated. And well, yes, sir, of course, just to play decently, it doesn't require that much effort, but to improve, oh, the curve is steep. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting this class to be this complicated. Anyway, I've been practicing quite a bit. The project is getting along relatively well. I'm gonna try and show you something of it. So let's say we go on Warcraft logs, logs, yeah, and we search for my character here. Say we go Umbravox, yeah, there we go. We finally managed to get all of our logs blue. Yeah, but look, there still are a lot of green logs. Yes, there are. I just forgot to log them, but I performed. I went and checked them manually, and there were. This one, if I recall correctly, would have been 68 and something. And these other twos were about 57. This one and 63. These other one. So they were blue. All right. So trust me on this, please. Trust me, right? That's the only thing that I can ask. Other than that, though, it's quite a depressing result in the sense that, sure, of course, we started, we didn't know how to play the class. We had all grays. We did improve and we went above and we managed to get all greens, sure. And then now we are sitting on all blues, or let's say most blues, which is something, right? We got to improve a bit, but we are still far from the results, right? And I've done a bit of research, right? So let me show you something, right? This is my rogue at the moment, and it looks a bit like this. Sure, we got a good weapon, which is maxed out on the hero truck. Fair enough. Then we have all hero trucks tier set. Good stuff. Then we got a terrible ring, and even worse ring. No, well, actually, this is relatively good for outlaw. No, this is good. We got a good trinket, and we got a decent one, an acceptable one. We got a fucking awful clock, and we got this thing right here that I crafted, right? Because I needed to sort of cover for that. If you take a look at this stuff and we spend a bit of time, like sort of analyzing it, that's what I came out with. My last logs, all of them, the ones that you see right here, I forgot to pop my Flask of Tempered Versatility. So there is a bit that I can get out of there. All of my enchants are level 2 enchants and the cheap version of the enchants, except for the Authority of the Depth, which are level 2, but it's the good one. I still miss a couple of the enchants, but those would be like defensive enchants. I have 0 slots. This trinket is decent, but could be better. I have a 6-6 weapon instead of a 6-3-6 because I didn't craft anything. So, sure, this is the best in slot one, so that's a good thing. But could be better, so for sure there is that. And then additionally, what was the other thing? Oh, yes, and additionally, I only have one of the embellishments, the Dawn Thread Lining embellishments. So I only have one. So for sure there is a few percentage that I can get off of these improvements, yeah. But additionally, I just realized that this class is gonna take a little while, and I'm trying to put in the hours and to sort of improve, and I've been doing that, and I've been raiding quite a lot. Yes, I did manage to find a guild. This is an Italian guild that I've been with for the last 3 weeks, if I recall correctly. It's been fun. It's an improvement. We managed to push heroic quite easily, and now we're waiting because we miss a couple of members yet to start going into mythic, but eventually we'll go into mythic as well. The guys are more prepared than I am. Yeah, they got more experience, and they did follow some better, I would say, like progress path than I did, because I did focus quite a bit on the riding, but I did raid always in Pug, which took me ages to find a group, ages to push, ages to kill a boss, ages to kill Ovenax, ages to kill Kaiveza, then ages for the Silken Core, and finally eons for the goddamn Queen Ansarek, right? They invested their time better than I did, and they went doing some sort of guild runs of Mythic Plus, and they managed to get the crest, and with the crest they could craft the weapons, and then they got better logs, and they got better results, and they went to the plus 10s, and they managed to get the vaults, and they managed to get all of that stuff that helped them push their gear more efficiently than I did. So they ended up getting about 622, 623, some of them got to 626, and I am still stuck at my 618 or so, which is not bad, but it's not even, at this point of the season, it's not great. I should be far ahead in the progress on the progress curve. So right now I'm trying to focusing on Mythic Plus, but with this shit Rio that I have, which is awful, I have zero opportunities to get into parties. So yeah, should be grinding my 5s and 6s, and then move into the 7s, and then move into the 8, and then I would finally start getting crests, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. I've been filling all the 4s and then all the 5s, and then I started working on a few 7s and 6s. It's not like I can't do those keys. Sure, I'm not the best rogue, but I'm still capable of timing 8s. It's just getting into groups, it takes forever. And even when you get into a group, you get zero guarantees you're going to be timing the key, right? Or even just finishing the key, even just for the vaults. And so it takes forever. Fine, it's part of the game, I know that, but yeah, that is it. Now then, another thing I've been trying to work on my performance as an outlaw rogue, and well, sure, I did learn my rotation, I did learn my opener, the very small opener that we get, and then I did learn sort of the flow of the class, or how to improve on my blade flurry, my positioning, and that stuff. I have managed to improve quite a bit, but I still have issues, I would say, like exploiting properly my subterfuge windows. I feel like well, the first big issue actually was managing roll the bones, because I was forgetting to re-roll, or I was re-rolling not at the proper time. So I did get myself the weak aura for roll the bones. I'll show you in a second. Is this one right here. So I managed to get that one. It's working great. I did fix the issue, and I did study what each and every one of the buffs do. Sure, there is improvement there. I can still improve. I'm not as precise as I should be, but I've seen clear improvement. That was one thing. Then I did learn how to take advantage of the 5 combo points that you get off of Adrenaline Rush when you pop up Adrenaline Rush. Good thing. Then I got myself a macro so that I could use my Tempered Potion into the macro. And I also macroed the Trinket into it. Nothing too great, but I didn't know how to use macros this way. I knew it was a thing, but playing healer, I almost never did that, or actually I never did that. So I had to practice with that. Sure, we got improvements. Percentage. All of that stuff sort of contributes to exploiting the subterfuge windows a bit better, right? So the single elements do not have that big of an impact, but when you put them together, you see a lot more between the eyes, and a lot more damage, and so on and so forth, right? And then when I sort of understood what I had to do to improve my logging, my performance overall, I did go on Warcraft log. I did check and compare my logs with some better player logs, and I sort of now my logs look like theirs. I mean, the numbers obviously not, but the shape of them, right? So the sort of the number of casts of between the eyes, it's relatively there. The number of casts, maybe it's not exactly there, but it is proportionate to my performance, right? So I'm not doing things wrong. I also am not doing them optimally. Sure, I have to work on that, but at the very least, I'm not fucking things up grandiously, right? So there is that. I'm proud of that, but also was expecting to progress faster, I gotta be honest. This class is turning out to be much more complicated than I thought. Additionally, I realized how fluctuating your performance is on this class, depending, well, partially on RNG, but partially on your performance. Like, say I fuck up my rotation, like once or twice in a whole fight, you are gonna be seeing the difference in such a big proportion that's sort of like frustrating sometimes. Yeah. Say you have a nice little boss fight, and then last minute or so you fuck up a rotation, and you fuck up a couple of like subterfuge window. It is gonna show. It is gonna show in your log, and that's not necessarily motivating. But yeah. Nonetheless, I was looking for a complicated class, and so I am enjoying the fact that the class is complicated. I got a lot of things to learn. All good. I'm happy with that. A few things has changed for the class, but it's small tuning, so I'm not gonna go over that stuff. Quite a few things changed for assassination, though. I did find my time to practice assassination as well. The class has improved a lot. The damage is crazy, both in single target and in AoE. I'm enjoying assassination quite a bit. I was actually thinking of dedicating myself a bit more to assassination in the next following weeks, just because the class is in such a good shape that I almost feel like it would be a waste not to take advantage of the class. Like, not to, I don't want to say take advantage, but enjoying the class for what it is at the moment. So yes, I think I'll be playing a bit more assassination. Now, at the same time, while all the things were going on, I noticed that one of the things that was sort of impacting my performance on Outlaw Rogue was my FPS. My FPS was tragic this expansion, and that was definitely not expected, considering that I'm running a 3080 or an overclocked 3080 on a quite a badass system. Now it is 2 years old for sure, but it's not like it is from ages ago. So I was definitely not expecting to have FPS issues. It turned out that part of that issue was related to that sort of a big deal that we got that was posted on Reddit, posted on YouTube and X and so on and so forth about the models completely killing the FPS. So I went over my weak auras and fixed the issue. And then I did fix my, call them rating settings, to make sure that we're optimized, sort of. And I did gain a bit of FPS, but I was expecting way more. And so I did try to go to move to Cell. So basically, I heard a lot of people complaining about LVUI performance and how it was mainly related to the unit frames. And I got carried away, and I sort of disabled my unit frames on LVUI, got myself a Cell profile, got myself a shadowed uniframe profile, went through all that shit, learned how to use that, did practice with them, imported a million different profiles till I found a one that modified in a specific way would satisfy me. And then when I finally got there, ironically, I was trying to fix a mistake on my, so not a mistake, but I was trying to slightly modify my Cell profile, and then I found out that I could fix one of the major issues that I had with LVUI, both in terms of performance and in terms of general setup for the unit frames. And I ended up just going straight back to LVUI unit frames. So the thing I did mostly was, well, as I said, going through my weak auras and deleting all my models, make sure that not much was wasted there, not many FPS were wasted there. Then I got myself this add-on, SAM, Simple Add-on Manager, and I did go through I created two profiles, one for Medic Plus and one for Raid. And so I make sure that every time that I enter one of the two instances, basically I disable the add-on that are not necessary for that for that type of content, right? So when I'm doing Mythic Plus, as I was doing a few hours ago, I disable the Any nodes, and I disable, but Achille I don't use it anymore, but I disable Achille, and then I disable the Keystone Companion, and then I disable the big wigs, and I keep the little wigs on. I disable Mask. I should disable the MRT as well, and then I disabled a few things so that I would not waste, say, my resources, my PC resources on stuff that is not useful. So I did that. I did get an improvement about like 3%. I was expecting more, but it's still at 3%, so I'm gonna take it. And then I got into my Elf UI, and I did change the setting here that was set on 0.2, and I did change it to 0.4, which is the maximum tick rate allowed for tag updates per second. Basically, is how many times Elf UI interrogates the server on what is going on, right? So by reducing the amount of data and requests that are exchanged between Elf UI and the servers, I suppose, I finally managed to get to squeeze off another like 4% performance, some shit like that. But together with the 3%, together with the however much I gained by adjusting my rating settings for my graphic settings, I can say that I'm quite satisfied. Then additionally, I did learn how to use filters. So I did slightly modified my filters, and then through the filters, I have applied the proper filters to my unit frames. So if we go into group units and we go into party units, right, and then we get to buffs, into the filters I added turtle buffs. Well, I created turtle buff, and then I had the turtle buffs. And basically what turtle buff do is well, I have a blacklist that stops a few of those useless buffs that I just don't want to see on my bars. And then I added a whitelist and a specific whitelist for defensives. So now, whenever I am in a... Can I show you? I don't know. Let me see. I don't think I can show you here. But whenever I'm in a party, if I like press feint here, it will show right here where you see these little faces, these icons. It will show defensives, which is most definitely a thing that I should have done like ages ago, but I didn't, and I have now. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud for two reasons. Well, first of all, because I have learned how to do that. So in the future, I'll be able to modify these unit frames much more efficiently. But also, I just like the way LVUI unit frames look. So by optimizing the performance and getting back the performance that I needed to have, and fixing the, modifying this element of being able to display my defensive or my party defensives, actually made a big change, a big improvement, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah. So yeah, basically this wraps up my experience on Rogue. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm planning to play a lot more Assassination, because I mean it would be a waste not to, considering how good it is. And in order to improve my experience and my sort of like DPS min-maxing here and there, I have learned a lot of things about consumable, a lot of things about logs, a lot of things on how you optimize and how you learn how to use and play your class. And additionally, I've learned a few things about the system and the UI overall. I like how to improve my the efficiency of my UI overall. If you recall, I made a video a few months ago at this point, going over my UI and how important I think it is. I still think it's maybe one of the most important things that you have to learn how to manage to become a better player. I still think that. And so by improving this stuff, I have seen quite a bit of improvement in my gameplay as well. So I'm hopeful that in the next few days, I'll be able to report a few purple logs and maybe even say officially complete the blue logs for Outlaw Rock. Once the blue logs are going to be completed, hopefully I'll be riding Mythic already, and additionally I'll try to do the same thing. I will do the same thing with Assassination as well. I want to have logs both on Outlaw and Assassination. Initially I started logging because I wanted to have something to show to guilds for them to recruit me. Now that I have a guild, well, I do want to prove them that I'm worth it, but other than that, I just sort of understood the value of min-maxing, of improving and getting better to DPS as well. Now, before some like keyboard lion starts typing, well, actually surviving is the most important thing. Yes, you're definitely right, and I know that. But once you've taken care of that, so once you've learned the mechanics, once you've learned about positioning, and once you've learned about like sort of dealing with the encounter, you also have to be efficient in dealing damage. And so I think that's important for me to improve on that front as well. So that's basically all for Rogue. I did go and play quite a bit of Demon Hunter as well. I did make the same mistakes along the way, gearing up the character. So, for instance, I did try to sort of like upgrade my gear both on the Demon Hunter and the Rogue at the same time, which makes zero sense because it doesn't allow me to get the cost reduction that you get off of completing specific tracks, like completing champion track, completing hero track, and so on and so forth on your main. because doing that basically gives you a discount on the cost of crests on your ults, and I didn't do that, so I just went and upgraded them in parallel, which makes 0 sense. But I really wanted to play my Demon Hunter as well, and so yeah, I'm just enjoying it. So yesterday when I did do these logs, no, 2 days ago, when I went and did the first 6 ones, I got all blues. And yesterday, this one before was locked in was locked at 75. So yesterday, this was a purple one. And I'm very sad seeing that it's blue now. But I'm also... my min-maxing activities on Demon Hunter were very, very low. I just logged in and play a class that I like. I know that I can do much better. Now, realistically, if I were to compare my Demon Hunter and my Rogue, I'm so much better at Demon Hunter. I have a bit more experience and the class is much easier. So I could probably perform a lot better on Demon Hunter. And especially right now, Demon Hunter is just in a better spot than Outlaw Rogue for when it comes to riding. So sure, I could do better. But then again, I chose Outlaw Rogue and I want to improve at that. So for this season, at the very least, I'm going to be on Rogue and specifically on Outlaw Rogue. A bit more assassination though. Be mindful. Now, with this status, I think I'll call it here. I don't want to go too long. It's already been too long. But yeah, I kind of missed you, and I did want to do this quite a bit. I'm happy I did, and I'll see you all in the next time. So take care, guys. This was Creel, and please remember to drop a like and subscribe. The good old thing. Yeah? Have fun. Bye, boys.